You ever look at that shady corner in your apartment and think, man, nothing's gonna grow there? Yeah, I've been there too. But what if I told you there are plants that actually love the dark side of the room? Low light? No problem. These hanging beauties are built for it, and they're not just surviving, they're thriving. 10 best hanging plants that don't mind low light in clean typography, with plant vines wrapping around the corners of the screen. So let's get into itin of the best hanging plants that don't need a spotlight to steal the show. First up is the Hoya. And let me tell you, this plant is way tougher than it looks. You hang it up in a spot that barely gets any sun, and it's like, cool, I didn't want that anyway. Hoyas are chill like that. Their waxy, trailing leaves just do their thing. And if you're lucky, you'll get these wild little star-shaped flowers that look almost fake. They don't ask for much, just a little patience and maybe a drink every now and then. I've seen Hoyas thrive in hallways, bathrooms, you name it. They're not dramatic. They're just quietly awesome. And honestly, every low-light home needs one hanging around. The Pothos, this one's basically the MVP of low-light hanging plants. You could forget to water it, shove it in a dark corner, and it'll still be throwing out vines like it's got something to prove. It's the plant that forgives everything. Whether you go for the classic golden variety or something a little fancier like Marble Queen, it'll spill out of a hanging basket like a green waterfall. And the best part? It grows fast, so you get that lush jungle vibe without putting in much effort. It's perfect for beginners, apartment dwellers, or anyone who's accidentally killed a plant or 5. The Heartleaf Philodendron is like that laid-back friend who never complains and always looks good doing nothing. You hang it up in a shady spot, forget about it for a week or two, and it's still just chillin' leaves glossy, vines growing like it's on vacation. The heart-shaped leaves give it this soft romantic vibe, but make no mistake, this plant is a survivor. It doesn't freak out in low light, it just adapts and keeps growing. Whether it's climbing, trailing, or just lounging in a basket, the Heartleaf Philodendron brings that easygoing greenery to any corner that needs a little love without a lot of maintenance. The spider plant is like the overachiever of low-light hanging plants. It shows up, settles in, and starts popping out baby plants like it's trying to impress someone. And honestly, it kind of does. Those long, arching leaves with the stripes give it this wild, energetic look, even when it's tucked into a dim room. It doesn't need direct sunlight, just a little ambient light to keep doing its thing. Plus, it's one of the best air-purifying plants out there, so it's not just a pretty facets working behind the scenes, too. Hang it up, let those little plantlets dangle down, and suddenly even your darkest room feels alive. Now Rex Begonia, that's your moody, artsy friend who somehow still steals the show in every room. It doesn't trail like some of the others, but hang it up in the right pot and those bold, patterned leaves make it look like living artwork. We're talking deep reds, purples, silvers like someone painted them by hand. And the best part? It doesn't need bright light to keep that color. This plant actually prefers shade. So it's totally cool hanging out in a low-light space where other plants might sulk. A little humidity, not too much water, and Rex will keep flexing those wild leaves like it owns the place. The prayer plant is kind of like the plant that has its own little routine. It literally moves its leaves up at night like it's saying goodnight, which is just wild. You hang it up in a shady corner, and instead of complaining about the lack of sunlight, it leans into the vibe. Those bold veins and patterns on the leaves make it look like something out of a tropical sketchbook, and it thrives in low, filtered light, where most showy plants would fade. It does like a little humidity, so maybe keep it near a bathroom or mist it once in a while, but overall, it's super forgiving. Watching it open and close each day feels like this quiet reminder that even in the darker spots, there's still movement, still life happening. The Fiddle-leaf Philodendron, to be confused with its giant cousin, the Fiddle-leaf Figus, like the underrated indie version that actually thrives in low light and doesn't throw a tantrum every time the lighting changes. It's got these big, bold leaves that look kind of dramatic, but in a cool, effortless way. You hang it up and it just drapes itself with these thick vines and oversized foliage like it was made to live indoors. It doesn't need direct sunlight, and it doesn't mind being a little neglected either. Just water it when the soil dries out and it keeps on doing its thing. It's a solid choice if you want that tropical look without the high-maintenance drama. The Boston Fern is like that wild-haired friend who looks a little unkempt but somehow totally pulls it off. You hang one up and suddenly the space feels softer, more relaxed, like you just stepped into a cozy greenhouse. What's great is, it doesn't demand a ton of light indirect. Low light works just fine. It's more into humidity than sunshine, so a steamy bathroom or a kitchen corner with a bit of moisture in the air is its happy place. The fronds just cascade down in every direction like green fireworks, and as long as you keep the soil slightly moist, it rewards you with that lush, layered look that makes the whole room feel alive. Adanson's Monstera, or Monstera adansonii if you're feeling fancy, is like the rebellious cousin in the Monstera family. It's got those dramatic holes in the leaves like it's been through something, but still looks incredible. It's a climber by nature, but let those vines spill out of a hanging basket, and it becomes this beautiful, controlled chaos. The best part? It doesn't need tons of light to look good. Low to medium light is totally its comfort zone, and it'll still put out new leaves with those signature Swiss cheese vibes. It adds a ton of texture and movement to a space, and it makes even a boring corner feel like it's part of a tropical jungle, minus the maintenance headache. Hypoestes, also known as the polka dot plant, is like the loud one in the group who always shows up dressed to stand out, and honestly, we love that energy. It's got these speckled leaves in shades of pink, red, and white that look like someone splattered paint on them just for fun. Even in low light, it keeps those colors popping, which is kind of rare in the plant world. Hang it up where it can spread a little and it turns into this playful, artsy accent that breaks up all the green in the best way. It's not fussy. Just give it a drink when the topsoil dries out and maybe pinch it back now and then to keep it full. It's perfect if you want something that feels bold but doesn't need a spotlight to perform. And there you have Itten hanging plants that actually thrive in the low-light corners of your home. No grow lights, no plant drama, just good vibes and green energy. So find that dim spot you've been ignoring and let one of these beauties bring it to life.